In front of the camera today is the 116518 Daytona. This is nicknamed the Paul Newman, and it is not a Daytona that a lot of watch collectors are clamoring for. It does have a premium on the secondary market, but it's not outrageous. It's nothing like, say, the Meteorite dial or something like that. No, this one is a little bit more under the radar, and it is one that I think would be an excellent companion to my day date. So this is something that I would seriously consider purchasing in the future. Now let's talk about the history of the Daytona briefly here when it comes to the Paul Newman. Now, the 6239 is the reference that Paul Newman owned. It sold at auction in 2017 for nearly $18 million, which just is pretty crazy to me. But it was part of a series that ran from the early 1960s to the late 1980s. And a couple characteristics from Paul Newman's Daytona that are at play here with this 116518. There is an applied coronet logo, there is the red curved Daytona text, and then there will be the red indexing on the circumference of the dial. And then going on to other models, the 6241 later on introduced full yellow gold. It also changed the tachymeter to black, and then there was the addition of black sub registers for this, color variation. Some of the 6241 models had thread down function pushers, which you can see as prominently featured on this modern Daytona. And then lastly, the 6265 made the thread down pushers a mainstay. That happened in the 1970s, and again, that continues today. Now, I recognize that this 116518 is not the most current version in Rolex's product catalog. This one was recently discontinued last year, and I think this one is it's my pick over the newest generation. Even though the newest version is very solid, I absolutely love the fact that that one has the glide lock within the Oyster Flex bracelet, but it doesn't have the red seconds hand, which is so good on this version. I think it's a shame that it was removed. Now, as you can see, this version here is used. This is not something that's on loan from any authorized dealer. This one belongs to a personal friend of mine who acquired this about a year and a half ago, and it was a huge purchase for him, a very significant purchase, and it was his first full, yellow gold purchase. And I can relate to where he is because recently I bought a full yellow gold Rolex with the day date. And one thing that I've learned in my experience is once you go precious metal, you want to add more precious metal. I know it's fun to go back into stainless steel and titanium and ceramic and other materials, but there is that something that just calls to you about gold. And personally, yellow gold is easily my favorite hue as opposed to red gold or white gold. Now let's talk about a few of the things that I really love about this 116518. I really like the thinness, and this is true of all Daytonas. I think Rolex really works some magic here to have an automatic in-house chronograph with 100 meters of water resistance in a sub 13 millimeter watch. I think the thinness really makes a huge difference while this is on wrist. And honestly, there are not a lot of other brands that come in with very respectable chronograph movements in such a thin watch. Now, another thing that I enjoy is this Oyster Flex bracelet. This is, in my opinion, the best rubber strap. I know Rolex refers to this as a bracelet, but it's the best rubber strap slash bracelet in existence. The metallic blades, the rubber fins underneath, these little details really make all the difference in the wearability and the functionality. Now, I also enjoy the use of the Oyster clasp, and instead of a basic pin buckle, I think it makes the watch feel very premium, very cohesive. And another thing about this one is the intense black dial color. It is not reflective like Rolex's black or bright black sunray dials. This is more vintage looking. It's more understated. It's less sleek and contemporary feeling. And just giving the history of the Paul Newman Daytona, I think it makes a lot of sense to play into that matte type of finish. Now, I also enjoy the overall versatility here. I think this is surprisingly casual for a yellow gold watch. Most people, when they think of a yellow gold piece, they're thinking of a dress piece, a kind of ostentatious type of timepiece. And this is surprisingly versatile. It is surprisingly casual, and I think it looks great in less formal situations. Now, I consider my own day date, and yes, this watch is very versatile. I can wear this in almost any situation with almost any dress. It goes perfectly. But it's definitely a more ostentatious watch. It's versatile in a flashy way. So if I were to purchase this Paul Newman Daytona, I think it would really complement the day date, but it would offer something more casual, something a little bit more understated than the day date does. So that could be a really dynamic duo. And one of the reasons why I'm borrowing this from my friend, I want to check it out in person and see how the two really mesh together. Now, one reason why this is so surprisingly casual is that Oyster Flex bracelet. If this was on the polished center link bracelet, which Rolex doesn't offer with this bezel configuration, but if it was on that style of bracelet, yes, I would love it, but it would be more similar to the day date. It would be more ostentatious. It would be more flashy. So overall, I think this is just a great model from Rolex that not everybody is clamoring for, not everybody is asking for at their authorized dealers. And maybe they should. I think this one has a lot of draw to it, and I'm personally considering it. So let me know what you think. Thank you for watching today. Please leave me a like if you enjoyed this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I'll see you next time.